Alright, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this kingdom. Alright, and to awaken the elect, which come out of the 12 tribes out of the nation of Israel. Alright, which consists of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to the Bible. Okay. Alright, we're in the last days, the latter days, as it was prophesied from the very beginning, of what will befall us as a nation. Okay, and that all starts off in goes in Genesis, the 49th chapter. Okay, but we're in this last days. A lot of things are happening. A lot of prophecies are coming to pass. A lot of things are being fulfilled. Okay. And it's our job as a spiritual watchman, all right, as a watchman, as the spiritual weatherman, rather, to warn the people and to sound the trumpet and to give sound the alarm, okay, to sound the alarm, all right, whether or not people are willing to hear it or not, all right. We're doing the work and the job of the Heavenly Father, okay. So I'm gonna go into the topics of various topics, but specifically the deliverance of God's chosen people. Okay, specifically the deliverance of God's chosen people. Okay, and what's going to happen? What's going to happen to us as long as we turn to Him and put our faith and trust in Yahweh Hashem and Hawashai. Okay, but before I get into the scriptures, I want to give our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem and Hawashai, Hashem Rakak Wadash. All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders that taught us this truth. All right, peace, blessings, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing His word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth and sincerity. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. I'm gonna start off with the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. All right. It says, alright, so it says, 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He measured me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand. Alright, it says, measure the time diligently. All right, measuring the time diligently is remaining in this watching the news, okay, watching the news, seeing what's going on in the world, okay, wars, rumors of wars, okay, the mark of the beast, diseases, pestilence, earthquakes, things of all sorts, okay. That's how you're measuring the time diligently, because when you start to see these things come to pass, you'll know that you'll have that understanding that we're in the last days, we're in the end. It says, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest which we begin to visit the world which he made. Right, because he's visiting the world that he made. Okay. He's making his presence known. Okay, Sirach, the 39th chapter talks about spirits were created for vengeance. Okay. And then they don't transgress from His word. So if He gives the order for them to do His work, then they'll do it. Hence, no questions asked. All right. So He's making His presence known here on this earth. Okay, with all these shootings, these mass shootings, and these bombings all over the world. That's Him making His presence known. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. He spoke this stuff all the way from the beginning. Okay. He spoke for these things to come to pass. Prophesied thousands and thousands of years ago. All right. But he put a shield over our eyes, man. So we were blinded for thousands of years. Or we were blinded. It's now that we're in the last days. He finally unveils that curtain, okay, and he's pouring out His Spirit on His prophets. All right. It's like to warn the people and to sound the alarm. It says, verse 5, for like as all this, for all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Everything everything that ever existed here on this earth has a beginning and it has an end. Okay, that's why when kingdoms don't believe that their kingdom will ever come to an end, or nations believe that their kingdom will come to an end, but everything comes to an end. Okay, and something else is reborn thereafter. Okay, it's just the nature, it's just the cycle. Okay, but there's going to come a point in time where there won't be anymore. There won't be another kingdom after the Heavenly Father's kingdom. Verse 6 says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works. Read it again. Even so the time also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay? So all this is it's the beginning, man. This is just the beginning of sorrows. Okay? It's the beginning. Alright? Just as it talks about in Matthew 24, the wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, earthquakes, things of that nature, those are just the beginning of sorrows. Alright? Because it's gonna come a time that's never been like ever before during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? But he's gonna deliver, he's gonna look out for his elect. Okay? As long as we're calling on his name, okay, and diligently, seeking him, okay, and worshiping him in spirit and in truth through these scriptures. All right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 26. It says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Okay, and he's talking about his elect. He's talking about his elect men, okay, who he won't allow them to perish. Okay, granted, there will be some who will have to be martyred for this truth, but to be martyred for Yahweh Shem Yahushai is righteous. Okay, it's righteous. Okay, some of us will be they said in Revelations, all right, some of us will have to be cast into prison. Okay, for a certain amount of time. So these things are going to happen to his elect. But as far as eternity, okay, none of us will perish. Verse 27 says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Okay, so it says, be not weary. All right, for when the day of trouble and heaviness comes, others shall weep. So others are going to go through hell. People are going to have to suffer many things. Where on the other side, the elect are going to be saved, man. We're going to be sealed protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, because we sought after him. All right, we did the commandment, or tried to keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. All right, we diligently sought him and had the faith in his son. All right, verse 28 says, the heathen shall envy thee, but thou shalt be able to do nothing against thee, saith Yahweh. All right, they're going to envy us because we're going to have everything. We're going to have an abundance of food. We're going to have shelter, water. During the times of after the either before or after the nuclear destruction. Okay, we'll more than likely will be delivered by before the nuclear destruction. But while we're in the wilderness, we're going to have shelter. We're going to have all these things that other people won't have. Okay. And that's all just by, keeping the faith, all right, and serving the Heavenly Father, all right. And then we jump down to verse 47. It says, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh whom they have confessed in the world, right? Because that's what we're confessing. We're confessing the Son of the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right. His name it can't be a Greek name if he was a Hebrew. Okay, just because it's in the Bible doesn't mean that it's or that just because well, not to say that, but the context and the words have been removed and have been changed. All right, but it's only been revealed to the elect. Okay, and the name being the one. Okay, and that's who we're confessing in this world. We're confessing the Son of the Most High, which is Yahushua. Who died for the sins of the nation of Israel, who came to deliver the nation of Israel. All right. It says, then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Right, because we're standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh because that's his name. Okay. We're not going to say that, for edification, we may say that, Jesus when we read sometimes, but we know deep down in our spirit and in our minds, that the true names are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's only those who are the elect are going to praise His holy name according to Sirach. All right, Sirach the 17th chapter, verse 10. It says, "And the elect shall praise His holy name." So only the elect are gonna know this name and cleave to it and speak, and pray to it. Okay. But he says, He commended those that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Okay, and that's what we're doing out here, in these last days, as we're pushing forth this word and this truth. Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflict as Slakia says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors." Right, because we're standing boldly for those who afflicted us. All right, we're being afflicted and persecuted on a daily basis. Okay, 24/7. All right, but we're living righteously, to the best of our abilities, even though our righteousnesses are as filthy rags, but the Most High sees our heart. Okay, it says, verse 2, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and they shall be amazed at the strangeness of His salvation so far beyond all that they look for." Okay, because they're going to see our deliverance. Okay, they're going to see our deliverance and say, "How is those guys or those bums who we seen on the side of the road, all right, out there reading out of the Bible, or preaching, yelling or preaching talking to a camera? How is it that those guys are to be delivered?" All right, they're not going to understand. They're not going to have the understanding. All right, and then further down it goes into what's going to be going on in their minds. All right, verse 3 says, "And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life for madness and his end to be without honor." That's what they were thinking. Okay, they're going to be thinking, that we're a proverb and a reproach. Okay, and it says we fools accounted his life for madness. They think that we mad. They think that we crazy coming out here doing this work. All right. But we're gonna be fools for Yahweh Shai's sake. Okay, we're gonna be fools for Yahweh Shai's sake. All right. Only we're compelled to teach. We're compelled to do this work. And how is it that we're the only ones that are compelled? Okay, it's almost like this burning sensation, man. It's like you can't not go out and teach. You can't not go out and preach the word. Otherwise, you feel guilty and condemned. Okay. Verse 5 it says, "How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints?" So that's what their question is. How is they numbered among the children of the Most High? Because they can't believe that such people would have ultimate salvation and to reside with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in the kingdom. Okay, this is Ephesians, the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 19. It says, "And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel." All right. So we're out here standing boldly to provide the mystery of the gospel. The mystery of the gospel is that the Heavenly Father, who created all, came really for one nation. Okay, He chose one nation. He's only given salvation and deliverance to one nation. All right, that nation is Israel. Okay, also the mysteries as far as mark of the beast, where is Babylon, who is Babylon. All right, everything is written in code. Okay, but it's only going to be revealed to Israel. It's only going to be revealed to the elect. Okay, those are the mysteries. Those are the mysteries of the gospel, which is the good news. Okay, we get the book of Psalms, chapter 107. Psalm chapter 107, verse 19. It says, "Then they cry unto Yahweh in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distress. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. Okay? So that's what we're doing, man. We're crying into the Heavenly Father. We're crying into the Lord. All right? We're sighing and crying, and that's what we're out here praying, fasting, doing the work. Okay? That's us showing our cry, man. Okay? That's us showing our cry to the Heavenly Father. And he hears our cry. He hears our prayer. And it's going to come a time when we're no longer going to have to do so, because he's going to hear, and he's going to remove us from our destruction. All right? He's going to avoid any destruction that's going to have to come upon us, or that could potentially come upon us. Okay? Jumping down to verse 28, it says, "Then they cry unto Yahweh in their trouble, and he bringeth them out of their distress. He maketh the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still." Okay? And that's what he's doing. He's making the storm calm. Okay? He's going to make that storm calm. Okay? Everything that we're going through, all right, he's gonna make it cease. Okay? He's going to make it cease to a standstill, just as the waves in a storm. How you doing, man? Just as in the waves in a storm. All right? When Yahushua and service were the apostles were on the boat, okay, and they were bugged out because of the storm, and while Yahushua was sleeping, okay, because they lacked faith. All right, they lacked faith, and Yahushua he calmed the storm. All right, with one word. Okay. All right. So that's how we need to be in these last days, man. We got to have that faith. We got to be rooted in our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Okay, because ultimately he's going to calm that storm, and he's gonna deliver us from our destruction, from those who want to destroy us and who have afflicted us. This is Psalms chapter 91 verse 14. It says, "Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him." All right, we've set our love upon him. Okay, how do we show that we love him? According to 1 John 5:3, how do we show that we love the Most High? Okay, it's by keeping his commandments. All right, that's just like have a parent saying, do the dishes, clean the kitchen, take out the trash. Okay, and you used to do so time and time again. All right, as a parent, it doesn't show that your child loves you. Okay, what better is it? What difference is it for his children? All right, when he commands us to do something. All right, there's no difference. Okay, which is why we gotta just prove that we love him. Okay, as a parent, if your children are obedient and do what you tell them to do, okay, they get treated. Okay, they get treatment or special treatment. They get gifts, rewards, and things of that nature. Okay, our reward is the kingdom, and that's what we have to look forward to. Okay. So this is Psalms 91:14. It says, "Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name." Right, because we're the only ones who know his name. Only the elect are going to call on his name. All right, and that name is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Verse 15, it says, "He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation." Right. So because we've known his name, because we called on him, ultimately, he's gonna reveal to us our salvation. Okay. He's gonna remove us from this madness. He's gonna remove us from this chaos. Call us up in those chariots. Okay, and we're gonna watch the destruction of this world. Okay, and these kingdoms. Okay, the whole world won't come to utter destruction, because this is where the kingdom is going to be. The kingdom is going to come down here on earth, but it's going to be built by the heathen. Okay, it's going to be built by the heathen. Okay, and the elect. Okay, the nation of Israel won't have to, or the elect won't have to weary or do no kind of no hardship labor, or any kind of labor for that matter. All right, we've been doing it for thousands of years. We will finally come to our rest. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 10. It says, "Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity." Okay, that's he's going to save us from the land of our captivity, and we're in the land of our captivity. Okay, we didn't come here by choice. We were brought here by force and trickery. Okay, that's how we got here, and then we were sold. We were sold to another nation. We were sold to other nations to be bondmen and bondwomen, slaves. Okay, meaning we're here to build up this economic system. We were here to build up their empire. Okay, we weren't here for any other reason. It says, "And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid." Right? Because when we get in the kingdom, we're not going to be afraid. We're not going to be afraid to walk the streets. Okay, we're not going to be afraid to worry about being laid off from work, because we're not going to have to work. Okay, we're going to have everything that we need and more. All right. We're going to have abundance of everything that we ever wanted and ever desired. Okay, before we even think of what we want, the Heavenly Father is going to grant it to us. Okay, because that's just His love for us. All right. Verse 11, it says, "For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee through. I'll make a full end of all nations where I have scattered thee, yet I will make not a full end of thee." So He's going to end every other nation. Okay, especially Edom. Okay, and that's prophesied in the book of Obadiah. Okay, but other nations are gonna be in their own land. Okay, have their own natural resources. And on major feast days and major feast days, they're gonna come to Jerusalem and celebrate them. Okay, in all righteousness. And if they don't, there's a judgment for that. Okay, it says, but I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Okay, so even though there's going to be some Israelites who conform to the ways of these other nations and these societies, okay, He's not going to let them go unpunished. All right, because he's gonna measure everyone equally. Okay, based on their works. Okay, by individually or by nation. Okay. All right, but He's ultimately gonna save those who love Him and who do the work. Okay, who do the work and have the faith and who know His name. Okay, just because you know the name doesn't mean you're gonna be saved. It takes a little bit more than that. All right, this is gonna be Job 36. Job chapter 36 and verse 15. It says, "He delivereth the poor in his affliction, and openeth their ears in oppression." Okay, it says He delivereth the poor in His affliction. All right, we're poor right now. Okay, we're poor and we're being afflicted on a constant basis. We're being afflicted on a day-to-day basis. On an individual standpoint, on a mass scale. Okay, as a people, as a whole. Okay, we're poor people. All right, because without the Esau system, okay, we would be poor. All right, we're poor physically, all right, and we're poor spiritually, and we're being afflicted. Okay, our people are being afflicted on a day-to-day basis. Okay, it says He delivereth the poor in His affliction and openeth their ears in oppression. All right, He's opening up our ears in this oppression that we're in right now. All right, we're being oppressed as a people. Okay, we're being oppressed. We can't do anything. All right, we have no freedom. There's no freedom for us. Okay, and we have no freedom. All right, and He's opening up the ears of those who are oppressed. Okay, and they're finally awaking up to this truth and to see the wickedness of this society for what it really is. Okay, our people are finally having a voice. Especially with like police brutalities and things of that nature. People are being reported these days, man. Okay, and then and judgment is coming upon these people for their wickedness. All right, but the Most High is finally, He's opening up His ears to those who who he seems necessary, or who he deems necessary. All right, this is the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 8. It says, "The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead." Right, the righteous are delivered out of trouble. Okay, those are the only ones who are going to be delivered out of the time of Jacob's trouble, are those who pursue righteousness, or who try to live righteously according to, in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and nobody else. All right, but the wicked tries to come in his stead. The wicked tries to say what they're doing is righteous. Okay, they're counting darkness for light and light for darkness, which is also prophesied in the Bible. Okay, but that's all. That's the Most High. Their sins have reached into the heavens. The Most High is about to get rid of them. He's about to do away with them. All right, for doing such abominable and wicked deeds. Okay, because the only righteousness that ever existed, or that ever is, comes out of this word, comes out of the words of the Heavenly Father. Okay, he wouldn't steer us wrong. All right, verse 9, it says, "And hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered." All right, so the knowledge is through knowledge shall the just be delivered. All right, so through knowledge is how we're going to be delivered. All right, and that goes into the book of in these last days, when Jacob's trouble comes about. All right, wisdom and knowledge is going to be here. I'll just get it. It says Isaiah 33:6, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure." Right, so the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. The wisdom and knowledge of his word, okay, is what's going to help us get through. Okay, the wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures, because we foresaw all this to come about. That's why you have to remain diligent and constantly learning and growing in this truth. Okay, so that you know how to conduct yourself, or how to get through things in that day. Okay, because it's going to be a dreadful day. It's going to be a dreadful day for the nation of Israel. All right, along with the other nations. Okay, but he's gonna start. He's gonna start with us. All right. Let me see if I can find the scripture. All right, it's hot out here, but that's the fear of the Lord, man. That compelling action, that love that we're to show to the Heavenly Father. Okay, we're supposed to be out here, come out here in season and out of season. All right, I think it's in the book of Peter's. I can't find it, but yeah. So wisdom is what's going to help us get through it. Okay, wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures is what's going to help us get through those hard times. All right, and without that, man, you're going to be lost. Okay, you're going to be lost. All right, this is Baruch chapter 4. The book of Baruch in the Apocrypha chapter 4, verse 18. It says, "For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies." Okay? So for he who brought these plagues upon us is going to deliver us from the hand of our enemies. Right? So who's the one who brings those plagues? All right? It's the Heavenly Father who brings the plagues upon this world. Okay? But he's going to be the one to deliver us from our enemies. Verse 19. It says, "Go your way, O my children, go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace, and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days." Right. So he's going to be crying into the everlasting. Who's the everlasting? It's the Heavenly Father. All right. Verse 21, it says, "Be of good cheer, O my children, cry unto Yahweh, and he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies." Okay, so that's what we're supposed to do, cry unto him and be of good cheer, because we have our reward at hand. You know, we're closer, we're closer, nearer than our to our salvation than from when we believed. Okay, that means our reward is getting closer and closer. All right, verse 22, it says, "For my hope is in the everlasting, and he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, I'll save you." All right, so that's what we're supposed to be doing. All right, crying unto him and have peace. Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. All right, crying unto Yahweh, because he's the one who's going to deliver us from our enemies. All right, and that's what we gotta have faith. We gotta have faith that he's going to deliver us. Okay, that's what it's going to boil down to. All right, it's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4. I'm gonna just jump around a little bit. Okay, it says, "Then took Georgius 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed out of the camp by night, to the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly. And the men of the fortress were his guides. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the violent men with him, that he may smite the king's army, which was in Emmaus." All right, so they were conspiring to try to attack the Jews' camp. Okay, it says, "While as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Georgius by night into the camps of Judas. And when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains, for said he, These fellows flee from us." Okay, it says, "But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men, who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their mind." So Judas went and gathered 3,000 men, all right? And they didn't have any armor or any swords. Okay, so, you know, their weapons weren't carnal. Their weapons weren't carnal, all right? They had a spiritual weapon, which was of the Heavenly Father.